Hey everybody, welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. We are working on the last of the actual infantry, ground troops. I don't think I'm missing anything that I have for this army. What we're going to be doing is we're just going to be opening up the blisters today and putting them in the jars to get them washed. I've got other stuff over here drying, command squads, engineers, all kinds of stuff. I'll show you here in a second. But anyway, we've got our heavy bolter teams. We've got 6 of those. We've got 6 las cannon teams. And then what we have is we have 3 mortar teams. And oops, I think I grabbed one. Yeah, I did. And 3 auto cannon teams. And that should be the end. I mean, other than what I have over here, that should be the end of the infantry. And then we've got Baneblade, we've got Lehman Russes, we've got Chimeras, we've got Hellhounds, we've got a Warhound, we've got the repair and rebuild, if you will, of the Warlord Titan that's going to go with this group. Although the Warlord's probably not going to fit in the case. I can't see how it would work. But yeah, man, I mean, we're steadily moving on. So let me go ahead and get to this. I'm just going to bring this up some, just so you guys can kind of see what's going on, and we'll just do a little Warhammer talk and whatnot. Yeah, basically I have, oh crap, I forgot, I still got Earthshaker cannons that I've got to get out of their jars as well. I've got 3 Earthshaker carriages. And then of course the Death Riders themselves. So yeah, we'll be opening up these blister packs. It's a funny thing. Why do they call it a blister pack? I don't know this for certain. I'm sure you could maybe Google it. But blister pack, like this is a blister coming off of it, maybe? I don't know. Interesting. I also save all of these. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. These right here. I've been saving them all. Great paint trays, great trays for whatever, and they're sturdy, and that's the key element there, because I still have all of this stuff that has to go on the infantry. Little pouches and, well, yeah, I guess this is all just pouches. Oh, pouches and grenades. That's what it is. So, but I'll worry about that. I mean, they're all washed and everything like that, but I will worry about that at a different time. Hopefully you guys were able to check out the new Eternal Crusade stream. I think it went rather well as far as performance was concerned. I still suck, of course. Like I said, I'm not a big PvP player anymore. I used to be back in the day when I was younger with Halo and stuff like that, but just not anymore, man. It doesn't interest me that much. Although with Eternal Crusade, I'm trying to wrap my mind or my head around that it's not going to be that I'm just playing, as part of the army or the force that's out there, not really me versus anybody. But again, it's just not really one of my things to do. Thankfully, these came with the appropriate base size, so it's not like my Steel Legion. That sucked that I had to buy all that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and if you guys watched any further into the first stream last night, or early this morning, whatever it was that I posted it, or when I played it, I got my butt royally handed to me on the insane level on Dawn of War. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I mean, you guys have seen it before, or maybe you've seen it. What the heck? Okay, making sure I grab the right one here. No, I did not. Shoot, no. Okay, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. I pulled a las cannon team. Crap. I think it was a set of wheels. Is that what was in there? I only dropped 2 pieces. Yeah, it was a set of wheels. They look different though. Let's see here. They look different than the heavy bolter wheels. Oh boy. I'm just reaching with my right hand, I guess, or something. Or did the heavy bolter not have wheels? Maybe it didn't. No, it had wheels. Oh, I put the wheels back down, maybe. Well, what the heck, man? Why are these wheels different? So we've got two different types of wheels. Oh, no, we don't. Okay, it's just an optical illusion in the light. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me turn that over. Yeah, okay. Woo! Alright, let's square this away here. And what did I just do? Okay, so that's las cannon. Let's put this back. Anyway, the heck was I even saying, man? Oh, so I was getting my butt kicked in Dawn of War on Insane against the orcs. I don't know what's going on. It could be lack of brain power from lack of sleep. It could be, who knows, man. But needless to say, 3 in a row, they just clean my clock, and that's just how it goes. But I still had fun playing, and that's really all that matters in the end. I guess you guys might have seen the rumor about the new Sisters of Battle box set that's coming out. Can't tell if that's just resin, just a piece of resin, or if it's a piece of something like an arm or something. I don't know. We'll throw it in there. But it looks to be a pretty decent box set. Okay, left, dude, left. Makes me consider wanting to buy it, although I'm curious as to why there's only 4 Repentia in there, and then a penitent engine. I mean, what's rumored, I'm sorry, they didn't actually like release a picture. But the other thing is I'm planning on whenever they, it'll be of course next year, whenever they get around to really getting on board with the Imperium magazine here in the States. For those of you that aren't aware, I had purchased the subscription and they turned around and said you'll receive your first 2 issues, but we're going to discontinue this until next year because this was for a selected area only. And since that just crossed my mind, I'm also dealing with the fact that my June and July White Dwarves will not be here on time because of something going on with production, or I don't know, whatever. But it is what it is. So, but as you guys can see, this is back to Sisters of Battle. I have a Sisters of Battle army that I gave my wife of the older models. I honestly don't feel like they fit, in there size-wise. And then of course I have my custom Sisters of Battle army that I made out of Dark Eldar parts, and Dark Eldar, and Space Marine parts. And they look more like Sisters of Silence, which is what I was going for before Sisters of Silence were released. They weren't even a thing. Dude, don't even tell me that I just did this again. No, it says, okay, maybe it's just the same part. Okay. Guess we'll find out when we can't put things together, right? But anyway, I think depending on what's available, and I noticed that some people were mentioning in some comments and stuff I was reading that the scalpers will be all over it, and they missed out last time. But it's supposed to be basically a patrol box set, and hopefully Games Workshop is going to start feeling the pain in not anybody buying the Cadian Guard for what they're trying to charge for just some random extra heads. Again, my take on that is a lot of folks like myself would love the gas masks, but you're putting 1 or 2 gas masks in there. So where's the rest of them for the rest of the squad? You know what I mean? You know, if you're going to give extra heads, then you should give extra heads for each, each type of head per squad member, is the way I look at it. But I don't work for GW, so there you have it. Anyway, but I'm hoping that it'll be a sign of things to come for other squad sets. Not necessarily for me, but for you guys. There's so many things that Games Workshop could do, in my opinion, from a marketing standpoint, that would really make money. One of those being, of course, you've heard me say it over and over, making the Krieg Death Corps, or Death Corps of Krieg, sorry, plastic. You could make the Steel Legion plastic. There should be no reason why you have to go on eBay and you're sitting there, looking at a las cannon team for the Steel Legion at $60 for one team. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But a comment I made to somebody today was, GW's probably not going to care about the scalpers because in their mind it's a guaranteed profit and they don't care what happens after that, on eBay and stuff. They've already factored that in, and I think that's not good, because I mean, right now I guess the sisters boxes that are currently out there are going for astronomical prices because people want them. And again, I don't know who, I don't have a marketing degree or anything like that, and maybe some of you guys in the comments can let me know what I'm missing here, but why on earth would you want other folks to make more off of your product than you do? I don't get it. But it is what it is. Oop, missed. It is what it is. But like I said, I'm sure they've got plenty of smart people, and whatever they've told their shareholders, etc., they've figured out, what they're willing to go for and what they want to bother even caring about. Alright, so that's all the heavy bolter teams. Let's set that off to the side. And yeah, that water's from me dumping out the rest of the stuff. Alright, las cannon teams. Oh, and my wife and I'm still gonna probably do another official count, but I think we came up with that currently, with what I had on my spreadsheet, was sitting at about 1,300 models that I've put together and unpainted as far as what's on the spreadsheet. But I don't have everything on the spreadsheet, and I probably need to update that. But we're really guesstimating that I have somewhere in the ballpark of potentially 6,000 to 7,000 models. Now obviously all of those won't be 40K, but it doesn't matter what they're actually from. The reason I like using these mason jars, if you happen to have any, or any type of jar, is you can literally shake it and agitate it, whatever, and it does a lot of the work for you by doing that. So if it's something if you're one of those people like I was back in the day, oh man, I really like those models, but I don't know what I'm doing to clean them and prepare them and whatnot, it's really not as difficult as it sounds. And sometimes I just, especially with the Krieg Army, I've been, some of this stuff's been sitting in the jars for a couple of days, and I just give it a couple of shakes, just to loosen some things up and go from there. And it works out just fine. That last cannon looks pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this stuff. You may see almost non-stop battle reports from the front with the Death Korps of Krieg. They may not win, but they're not supposed to necessarily win. Right? Right. And I finally was able to make some time to get models situated for tabletop simulators so that I can try, but I've got to go back and I need to find a bigger map to play with, because just the cavalry alone, the Death Riders, they were not they took up about a full quarter of the board just for 10 of them, and that's not a big enough table, obviously. So let's see. I know once I get into those warlords, man, because actually I'm going to go ahead and knock out both of them while I'm doing them. I'm not sure how that'll work for a stream because they're so massive, but we'll see. I mean, maybe there's a way I can do it. What was I going to say? I know that once I'm done with those, I know that I'm gonna be like all excited to work on my Adeptus Titanicus stuff, and I'm hoping that I don't divert myself, because that was a game, like I've said, very a long time ago in the beginning of my doing all of this, that I've waited 20 years to play Adeptus Titanicus. I've played 2 games with my wife in the time that I've had them, because I just put enough. All I did was I put 2 Warlord Titans together, just enough so that I could play a game and learn how stuff works. And I was not disappointed. It was super fun. I mean, yeah, they were relatively quick games, and it's, I guess for some of you it would be kind of boring with just 1 Titan each, but it's what we had, put together at the time, and it worked out, And again, you can't see it here on camera, but I'm being very cautious about putting this stuff in the trash can and everything else, because again, I got little kids, 17, 18-month-old, and gotta make sure that they're not going to be breathing anything toxic or what have you. And in this phase, I'm not actually doing anything, but as you can see, you guys have probably seen it already. There's some stuff in here. Oops. Hey, what are you doing there? If that was required for a lottery win, you wouldn't have done that. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, since I'm not actually, here's that auto cannon. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought here because I'm trying to concentrate on the pieces. But anyway, we don't need that, I guess. Kind of like saving all these little Forge World things, but it's not that important. Man, I really did deviate. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure, well, like I said, I'm not sanding or doing anything right now. I'm just throwing them in this thing, so for the most part I should be fine dust wise. I don't need to wear a mask or anything. And since you guys have seen me on on stream and I haven't been wearing a mask, pretty much everything that needed to be sanded and everything I did off camera with my mask on, because to be honest with you, I had to take considerable breaks just because of the mask. The one that I had, it was kind of irritating my ears and everything, so no big deal. but you know, you guys were able to hear me just fine because I watched the video, but I'm sure you're not here to look at a masked stranger all the time. And this has been a pretty lengthy project, obviously. And I heard some interesting terminology for someone like myself, or really these models, you know, somebody who buys these particular models, as in boutique models. Like, you know, it's you're buying the premium, you know, whatever, regardless of the price, blah blah blah. Well, that's not necessarily true for me. I don't recall a sale being out there, but I did, you know, I did save up, you know, for it, and the stuff had, you know, the price had not changed that I can recall for some time. But now I'm not positive because I don't have my receipt anymore. It's somewhere, I'm sure, but oh, actually, no, it's not. I forgot that I had my car broken into a long time ago and it was in a bag. But anyway, they I feel like stuff has gone up at Forge World. I mean, it would make sense if GW's gone up. I think the average that most people would agree is 33% in model cost, I think. But you know, again, this is the hobby we love to hate, I guess, in some regards, or you know, and I mean, there's a lot of people, you know, they're just playing to play and they don't care about the collection part of it or the painting part, so they'll buy used models off eBay and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Done it myself, you know, especially with the legacy, you know, Rogue Trader era out of print Grey Knights. You know, I love those things. I don't know why, but I love them, and I think that their look, you know, is aesthetically standing the test of time in this hobby because they don't just look like an old Terminator. You know what I mean? They've got their own look about them. Most of them do, anyway. I'll put it that way. But you know, that's you know, cool to me. So, and looking at them in the case, all primed up, ready to rock. I mean, they really look great. Down to our last two autocannons here. And for those of you just joining the channel, I encourage you to go backwards and see the work we've done. I talked to somebody in another chat, well, not chat, but you know, forum, and the guy, if you happen to be here looking at this video and you subscribed, thank you. Thank you to all my subscribers, of course. But he was talking about, you know, it'd be nice if Games Workshop would make the Manticore again. You know, he didn't understand what was taking them so long, and blah blah blah. And you know, I understand, and hence why I made my own. And so I turned him on to my video, and he was like, "Oh man, that's awesome! I've got an extra wyvern laying around, or something like, or I think that's what he said, wyvern or griffin or something. I don't know. Maybe he said griffin. But regardless, you know, here's you know, you're sharing the hobby with other people, which is part of what this channel is all about. And you're giving them ideas, and that thing's gonna look awesome. I mean, and there's not to say that, I mean, I feel like I'm done with it right now, but I mean, who knows if I come up with something else. And honestly, I'm considering building one of those Manticores and a Death Strike, I think it's called Death Strike, weapon platform for the Krieg, because it, in my mind, narratively, it makes a little more sense since they're all about, you know, atomic war and stuff like that, versus the Steel Legion that would be a little more, you know, mobile on the battlefield, I think. So, but I mean, you know, each to their own. We'll see what happens. I've got those 6 chimeras over there, and nothing stopping me from buying another chimera down the road specifically for that, you know, or 2 for those specific weapon systems. Just don't know where we're going to go from there. Alright, so now we've got all of this in here, and then all I do, guys, it's so simple, it's ridiculous. All I do is take some Dawn dish soap or whatever, you know, dishwashing soap you have, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, not even, you know, and then I use hot water. They say use warm water. I don't. I use the hot water, and then I let it, you know, I agitate it and shake it up, and then I let it sit in that hot water until it cools down on its own. In my mind, that hot water is actually getting it off. Now, right now, I can't do that because, you know, we have no hot water at the moment. My wife took a shower, so, but it'll be there in a little bit. And also, I don't know if this would interest you guys, but for any of my brothers that are out there that I've served with, I got this in the mail today. Really like it. Considering how small the letters were and everything, you know, I can imagine that it was, you know, relatively difficult to make. But it says 1st Battalion 6th Marines, make peace or die. And I'm sorry, this one's 5th Marines. I belonged to both the 5th and 6th Marine regiments at some point with the 1st Battalion in my career. And so I'm one of, you know, not that many, I guess, that have served with, you know, both of the 1st battalions of each of those regiments. And what's so that, you know, it's a patch that was made. We don't wear patches obviously in the Marine Corps, but it was a patch that was made by Marines that were my Marines that I served with, and one of them sent me this today, which was awesome. They were all in Operation Iraqi Freedom with me, these guys, and for a couple of tours or whatever, and you know, it's really nice to see that. Oops, sorry. And but anyway, the first, if you're interested, the 1st and 5th regiments were both awarded the French 40K for their, if you've heard of it, the Battle of Bella Wood, for their, you know, fighting prowess and driving the Germans back, and I don't, you know, the Nazis, let me put it that way. During the Battle of Bella Wood, as the Marines landed, the French and I believe the United States Army at the time were in retreat, and the famous saying is, "Retreat hell, we just got here," and literally hit the ground running and took over the forest. If you would like an idea of what kind of, you know, battle that those Marines fought in the French and whatever, you know, in the Army and whatnot in that forest, there's a movie out there. I watch it pretty regularly. It's called hold on, When Trumpets Fade. It's an HBO video, and it's supposed to be kind of like a drama on the Battle of the Hurtgen Forest, United States Army against the Nazis, and it's a really good movie. It's not a Rambo type thing. What makes it good is the fear, the uncertainty, you know, here's guys, you know, Americans or whatever, that, you know, you've got some that probably signed up to fight, some that didn't, you know, whatever the case is. Or, you know, I mean, one of the earliest lines, not to spoil it, but they talk about, you know, one guy's like, "I heard we're going to be home by Christmas," and they just got there. Christmas was like, I don't know, maybe a month or two away, something like that. I think they were in October. Yeah, because it was snowing there and stuff like that, real cold. But you know, you can see some of the breakdown in the chain of command. You can see some of the selfishness of some people, specifically the protagonist. And then, you know, just pun intended, how shell-shocking that fight really was. And what's great is that the characters that you watch on screen, actually, they become more fleshed out as you watch, which, you know, and then you become attached to them in a way. And it's real. I mean, you know, if you're into that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm really happy this came in the mail today. So Eric, that's his name. Thank you so much, Semper Fidelis. And With all that said, guys, if you want to support the channel, there's a link down below. Please like, share, and comment, and we will see you next time.